everyone, and welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making Irish soda bread. I have not made this recipe, so we'll see how it comes out. First things first, start your oven at 350, and you're going to get either a cast iron skillet or bread pans. Now, it calls for 2 bread pans, but if they're glass, they're going to be a little bit bigger than these. I'm actually going to put 3 out. I may not need 3, but we'll go with it. And what you need to do is you need to grease the insides of your pans really good with butter. So I just put the butter on my hand first and just get it in there and make sure all the corners are done. And I'm using these tin pans only because I am giving this away, and they don't need to worry about bringing me back my dishes. So, and you can also make like mini loaves with this too. If you have a lot of people that you need to give gifts out at Easter, or you don't know what to do for Easter, I would make small ones, wrap them in like pretty cellophane and tie them with a pretty bow. It'd be perfect. Alright, so now I got this all in there, and I have a little bit extra. I don't think I need this much butter in here, so I'm just going to take my paper towel, just kind of, I'm not wiping it all out, I'm just kind of spreading it better. Alright, so there's our 3 done. Okay, now, let me just wash my hands real quick because they're greasy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding our dry ingredients. In this bowl I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1½ teaspoons baking soda. Alright, so now all you're going to do is you're going to whisk that together. And here's a little tip too. If something needs sifted, you don't need a sifter, you don't need anything special, just use your whisk. The flour that goes to the whisk, it's just like a sifter, and you don't need to dirty another bowl. Alright, so I have that done. Now, in this mixing bowl, I have 6 tablespoons of butter at room temperature, 6 tablespoons of sugar, and we're going to mix that together. Now, with the sugar, you're going to need a little extra for sprinkling on top of the bread before it goes in the oven. So let's get this started. Just get this creaming a little bit. And I'm going to use craisins today. I'm not a fan of raisins, so you can use raisins, you can use dark raisins, light raisins, you can use craisins. You could actually put in any kind of dried fruit. Apricot would be delicious in this. It's not a true Irish soda bread when you start adding different fruits, but it's good. The thing with this bread is going to be, it's not going to be real airy like you would with a yeast bread. It's going to be more dense because we do not have yeast in it. Alright, so now I'm going to scrape my bowl. I like to take it off and just get really good in there so we don't have to keep scraping every 2 seconds. Alright, now we're going to let this go a little bit more, and in the meantime, calls for a pint of sour cream. Just throw that in there. And make sure you get all of it in there, because when you bake, everything has to be precise. It's not like cooking or throwing together a dinner. You really have to measure and measure right, because your product will not come out. Alright, so now we're going to mix in the sour cream. Got me. Let me just scrape this one more time. From what I'm reading from this bread, it looks very easy. I'm thinking everyone can do this, and I even think this is a good one for the kids again. Right? Now, we're going to add 2 eggs. One at a time. Alright. Just make sure this is mixed good. And scrape it one more time, and then we're going to start adding our flour into this now. I'll show you a little trick. If you don't have one of those covers for your mixer, all I do is grab a clean kitchen towel. And now we're going to start adding our flour in. Alright, so to prevent this from going all over you and all over everywhere, all you do is wrap it around the top. Now make sure it's not going in your bowl. Just hold it there and just start your dry ingredients, and once it's blended enough, we can take it off. Okay? Alright, I'm going to add a little more. Okay. I would say probably do it in thirds. Okay, and our last bit. This is looking really good in this bowl. Let me mix this in, and then I'll have Jack come over and show you what it looks like. And again, you know, with some of your better breads and stuff, you don't want to overbeat. It will make your bread so tough. Just get the flour mixed in. I would love to hear about what you guys are doing for St. Patrick's Day. If you're going out, you're staying in, you're cooking in, let us know in the comments. And make sure you look back in the videos and check out the cabbage and the corned beef and the sauerkraut and the lime curd. That's all really good for St. Patrick's Day. And you can find those at our website or on YouTube. Alright, now my dough is mixed. Let's see what we got to do now. Alright, so now we're going to clean off our beater. It's a little sticky, but not. It's not too bad actually. I'm going to actually get a wooden spoon, because we're going to mix in the. We're going to mix in the craisins now. Just make sure you get all the bread goodies off of your mixer. Okay, alright. 1 cup of craisins or raisins or whatever fruit you're putting in. And we're just going to stir it in. You don't want to put them in too early because you will macerate them. They'll just fall apart. Just kind of fold it in. Can you see this?
I'll come over and take a look at it.
Okay, that's what you want it to look like. Just want to make sure there's some craisins in the middle of this. I'm just kind of winding it around my spoon because it's very, very, very thick. But like I said, it's going to be a dense bread. It's not going to be like an airy yeast bread. All right, now we're going to put it into our prepared pans. You are going to have to use your hands with this dough and maybe spread it out a little bit. Okay. I would go about halfway up. And let it bake. It'll rise a little bit in the oven. It'll kind of mold to the pan. Alrighty. A little bit more. And make sure that it's pretty even in your pan so it all bakes the right temp and the right thickness, because if you're too thick on one end and thin on the other, one won't be done and the other will be overdone. Alright, and here's our loaf ready to go in the oven. So I only came out with 2 loaves of bread. I did have to use my hands to pat it in and make it all even. Now at this point you're going to sprinkle some sugar on top. And it's your preference how much you want to do. This acts kind of like a crust on it on the top, so make sure you get all the corners. Okay. Alright, so that was about 2 tablespoons, probably a tablespoon each. And now you're going to put it in the oven for 45 minutes or until golden brown. I can't tell you when that's going to be because I don't know how hot your oven goes. Also, when you have more than one pan, make sure you have them separated so the air flows between the pans so they bake evenly. Now, if you have the cast iron skillet, you know, just be careful when you pull it out of that oven because that handle is going to be really hot. If you do use the skillet, let me know how yours came out and maybe we'll try that next time. Alright, so I'm putting these in the oven for 45 minutes. Alright, so these are just coming out of the oven. They took about 50 minutes. So I would say after about your 45 minutes, start checking them. Like I said, each oven's different. And there you go. Irish soda breads. Please let me know if you try this recipe, how you liked it. If you have any questions about it, just write it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you.